Hey everybody, I'm Brady with Cathartic Movement. This is the Cathartic Awareness Interview, and I'm here with
Kez, aka Untold River.
Let's see what happens.
And Stevie.
Just as long as the rain, it falls down.
Welcome everybody, I'm Brady, and I'm here with Kes.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
I'm good, yeah. Trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm good.
What is your internal temperature telling you? 2 degrees, 4 degrees, 10 degrees?
Yeah. So in my language, I know it's -6 outside, which is like...
Oh, Celsius.
Celsius, yeah. But I think that's about 17, and I've not really experienced that. So that's why I've got loads of layers on.
That is very cold. So we're coming in. We're a little bit warmer here. We can make it steamy. We can get hot if we want to. We have a new tool to pass on a question, singing bowl. So go ahead and make that ring if you don't want to answer a question.
Okay.
Otherwise, let's play Cathartic Connection. Let's have a conversation. And we tend to have good conversations. We just talked about good stuff.
We do.
So
I enjoy talking to you.
Want to pop that open?
Yep.
So Kes has been making a name in the Seattle area for his music.
Trying to.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so to kind of like introduce myself or why this strange accent is in Seattle, I moved over in April of last year, and yeah, I've got my like own solo project called Untold River, and I've been slowly breaking into the scene here. So, a couple of open mics and stuff like that, and then I've been busy recording and trying to meet people and get into shows and stuff.
Off the bat, can you tell everyone about your show coming up?
Yeah.
Let's get that out there.
I'll get the plug in straight away. So I'm doing show on 27th of February at Sunset Tavern.
Beautiful venue.
Yeah, very excited.
And who are you playing with?
In terms of like on the bill, we've got my friend called Riley. They're supporting me. I met them at an open mic night. Then the same open mic night, I met Alex as well, Alex Horning, who's also on the bill. Both of them are just playing solo on the night. And then I'm also joined by a lap steel player as well.
That's going to be neat.
Yeah, honestly, that's like, I don't know if that's like cliched American or not, but you don't come across many lap steel players in the UK. So,
but we all love the sound. Immediately takes us to relaxation.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that and the Hammond organ are my two favourite sounds. So, yeah, I'm going to be joined by this guy, and he's super cool. And I think it'll just be a nice like interpretation of the songs.
Yeah. That's a fun group, different music. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, appreciate it. And, both the guys supporting as well. Really, really talented songwriters. And, yeah, looking forward to seeing full sets from them both.
What are you looking for as far as anything out there that can be offered?
So we've kind of just been, before this, we were talking about, like, being grateful and setting realistic targets and stuff like that. So, for now, it's just about getting integrated here. A few years ago, I made peace with myself, and I was like, I'm going to be making music indefinitely now. So, like, there's no rush. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So, yeah, just become integrated into the scene. I've got songs that I'm working on. I want to develop myself as a songwriter personally.
What would your call to action be for the audience member right now? What do you want them to do?
Honestly, just like check out the music or whatever. Cool. Like I've got a couple of tunes on November Coat and Sleeping City Cowboy on Spotify, and then I literally got a penultimate mix back today for my other song, Don't, which is going to be out next month.
That's exciting. And
then I've got another song out planned for St. Patrick's Day.
Wow, nice.
Called Only Son of a Navvy. So
go to the description and click those.
Yes.
And we'll get pre-order and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, that'd be class. So nice. To kind of, I suppose we're delving into it now. I've got a back catalogue of music that I was working on since COVID, and those are all getting to the point of being finished now, and they're going to be dropping out this year. So
what a weird feeling, huh?
Yeah, honestly, like in some ways I like love these songs, but in other ways I'm like dying to get onto the next ones as well. It's like it's bad, but
next best, latest, greatest.
Yeah, exactly. But it's nice. I'm so happy to be sharing them, and like my friend in the UK who's like starting out his production career as well. It's been such a nice kind of journey with him, and like he was amazing when we started, but like the way he's developed as well over the past year and a half or 2 years, and myself as well. Like before starting this project, I'd never sang in front of anyone, so the releases I'm seeing as a celebration of the journey of what we've been doing
and change,
yeah finding my feet, and then moving here as well. So
yeah, lots of change.
So lots
That's
going on.
That's a fun time to have change.
I feel as if I'm through the like stormy part of the change now.
Yeah, I guess fun is not the word. It's more experience to go through change.
Yeah, exactly. But like, without sounding cliched, without experiencing those things, you don't progress as a person or become more rounded or whatever. So while I was probably not enjoying some parts of change at the time, I'm grateful it's happened now, and it's done, and I'm through it.
You did it. You're free. Do you want to pull a card?
Yeah.
Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah, thank you as well.
Yeah, so we've got yellow and then blue and red in terms of depth.
We'll go easy first. What is your favourite time of day and why? This is a difficult one. I've got two ones that spring to mind. First one is that like little gap between when you wake up and before you start work, and you're drinking a coffee. Yeah. Like, I know it sounds cliched, but like I love a coffee. It's a big part of my life. I don't drink anymore, so like coffee is like my vice. And yeah, I'll often like have a brew in the morning, have a coffee, and like I'll either listen to a podcast.
Oh cool, you give yourself time. That's nice.
Yeah. And like, I'm into like soccer in the UK, so like there's a soccer podcast that I like to listen to. So that's nice. Don't know if that sounds like incredibly self-centered or whatever.
That sounds great. You gotta have time to the self. Yeah, man, that's important.
And then the other one is like that kind of little window straight after work as well. Freeing feeling when you can like do your hobbies or just wind down. I like that. It sounds like I'm a hater of my job or whatever. That's not the case. Right, let's take it up a notch.
Okay, random question. What did you have for dinner last night? Interruption time.
What I had for dinner last night is also what I had for dinner tonight.
Which is? Drumroll.
Trader Joe's family size lasagna.
Yes. Shout out to Trader Joe's. Let's get this man sponsored.
Honestly, I'd love that.
Can you imagine that? Yeah, and it's cooked
great
for you, presented like Amazon, just at your door. But like in a heated area.
That'd be fantastic. I actually made a funny TikTok about 2 months ago. My mum was visiting. We decided to do a Trader Joe's like cheap meal night.
Nice.
Because like my wife was like, we should do that. Yeah, I was filming her because I knew she'd come out with something good. Like, took a little video to send to my siblings, and I was like, "What do you think of Trader Joe's, Mum?" And she like had her head in one of the freezers. She turned around, she like, "It's fucking great." I got it on camera, so.
Oh, nice.
So
that's something that could go viral.
yeah. I was like, that's going online. So she was all right with it, by the way.
Do you like to cook?
Do you know what? I don't mind cooking because I see it as a creative activity, but my wife is like really good at it and
That's
really
tough.
but also really kind of like she knows.
She's like, you don't know and I do, so let me handle it.
Yeah. I freestyle too much. Like, she's not rigid to the
recipe.
The recipe.
Yeah.
There we go.
You ever put beer in pasta sauce?
No, never tried that.
That someone taught me. Amazing, especially if you're doing Alfredo sauce. Put like a strong IPA in it.
Right, no
and
way.
It tastes awesome. Yeah.
Do you know another one? I've not done this personally, but Guinness in Irish stew is one. It's like a famous thing. Actually, I'm going to bring it back to music a sec.
Please.
So, I have very primitive production knowledge. You have a high level of production knowledge, I would say, from the stuff you've done. And it took me a long time to get to understand EQ. And I understand it through say, a food metaphor.
Okay, yeah, please.
And I would say that, like, so do you know when, like, you're eating a sandwich, for an example, and there's all different components of the sandwich? You might get them at different points. So, like, the bread essentially is, like, the bottom. I would see that as the lower frequencies. And that's your bass. And then, like, say your treble or your mids could be, like, the meat on the sandwich. And then, like, the high-end stuff could be the sauce at the end. And, like, thinking about EQ or frequencies or music in terms of a sandwich has helped me like understand ranges. So like when I'm liaising with my producer, well, maybe other artists do this as well, but like I have been able to have a more solid understanding of frequencies to be like the bass is eating up the guitars there, for example.
Yeah.
And you know, in the same way that you wouldn't want a big chunk of bread compared to meat ratio. Yeah, there we go.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both things that you can take as seriously or not seriously as you want. And
exactly.
You can transcend the knowing of those things to an infinite level.
Yeah, exactly. Bring food into it and I'll understand.
That's great. That is great. Yeah. A little water break.
Thank you.
What is the most influential album that you've ever listened to in your life?
So, for context, I think we should mention that this is the second time,
This is
isn't
our
it?
second interview.
This is the second interview. On that note, one thing that I do want to carry from the first interview, last time I was here, I saw my first ever raccoon, and I think
That's right.
I think that should be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Second,
They need to know.
second raccoon, and then on New Year's Eve I saw my third raccoon. So
I want you to give us a 15-second message from you to the raccoon. That camera's the raccoon.
hi buddy, it was lovely to meet you, and I saw one of your cousins on New Year's Eve, and they were cool too. I don't know how cringy that was.
That's perfect. He's online like, commenting, your mom.
I hate Untold
LOL.
River.
Your garbage wasn't even good. So what is the most influential album?
There's an Irish folk singer called Christy Moore, and like he's a big part of my life. We actually spoke about him last time as well, and like he's just kind of he's iconic within like he's known a little bit within England, but like he's just kind of like a legend in Ireland, and
Okay.
you know some parts of the US as well, but like he's literally like, I think I labelled him the Willie Nelson of Ireland last time, which is ridiculous thing to say, but I'm gonna stand by that. So in terms of like how iconic he is, so there's a record called Christy Moore Live at the Point, and the Point is a venue in Dublin. Like he did a show there in the 80s, and it's got like all these classics on it. We had this record or album in different forms, so we had it on cassette. I've had it on CD. It's now on my Spotify. I don't know if that counts as owning it, but I specifically remember like my first recollection of music was Christy Moore. I just remember being a little kid in like my parents used to live in a place called Levenshulme in Manchester. Like they had a tiny house. They were super young when they had me, and like they had this like the hi-fi system or whatever, it was on a shelf in the corner of the house.
Okay.
And there was a little space next to it, and like my parents were super young, so I think my mum was 19 and my dad was 20 when they had me. So like you imagine what you're like when you're that age. You're just like loving life and like partying and stuff. They were just doing that while still having a kid, do you know what I mean? Like they used to have great fun with me, and they put me up on this shelf. So I was like sat on the shelf, my feet dangling, and like the radio or the
music,
the thing was blasting, and it was Christy Moore, and that's like my first proper memory of music. Memory. But check him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kes, thank you so much for coming. Untold River.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Some contacts here, and call to action is go listen to Untold River's music. We got new music coming out. We got a show in February, so let's see what happens, right?
Yeah. And thanks for welcoming me here, and excited to kind of continue things.
Second time.
Cheers.
I'll be there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, buddy.
Just the same in my old November coat.